phone stream this time because last time, hey Loretta, it didn't work so well and I'm not sure why. So I went straight through the YouTube app and did it that way. Hey, look, my little watermark is still in the bottom right of the picture here. Wow, that's a flashback from the past. I haven't seen that in forever. Huh, that's interesting. Okay, so I was thinking, we had been talking about this for a while, kind of mulling it around, me and the girls, Loretta and Karen. We were thinking like trying to do a Thursday lineup because, hey Sarah, Paula normally goes live at like 4:30. So hey Justine, if I go live, and I'm not gonna hold myself to it because who knows if I can do it every week, but then she goes live and then Sean and I will go live or something like that. It gives some sort of like routine, but just not set in stone. How are you guys? I got this. This is coconut jelly. And, well, it's cocoa drink with like jelly in it, coconut jelly. I thought I might like it because I liked the, hey Wax Boss, everybody's saying hi to you, but I can't see you. That's how I know it's a glitch because you wouldn't be seen if you were, but hey Wax Boss, it's good to see you. Hey Holly, how are you? Justine's working. So this leaves something to be desired. I'm gonna be totally honest. This is like, it must be what's in pina coladas because that's what it reminds me of. Like a pina colada wine cooler or something like from high school. Hey Callie, how are you, sweetie? It's good to see all of you. I was outside doing the chickens before we started, and of course took Sawyer out because he always thinks that he needs to beg to go out every time we go live. But here's the thing. I think this is interesting. So remember the two babies that we had that we showed, and not the ones that we found homes for, but the ones that were growing, and we call them the teenagers now. Well, it turns out that they're both roosters. And Sean and I had kind of talked about that. But what's fascinating, hey Gothic, is to watch how they kind of progress through the pecking order. Because like when we first put them out there when they were old enough, the Silkies got broody over them and wouldn't really let them out of the coop and kind of took them under their wings, so to speak. And gradually they would come out with them and they got more and more used to it and they learned sounds. But Tiny didn't have nothing to do with them. He was, when they would come around the corner and see him, they would take off. He kind of ignored them. After the first day that they came out there and they decided they were going to get on the perch, and he told them no, and every one of the other hens told them no, and they kind of found their place. They really, Tiny and them didn't have much to do with each other. So I was like, okay, this is, if they're both roosters, this is going to be bad. Hey, Alex. Well, this is what I've watched happen. So slowly, Tiny has allowed them to come around him, and he's like showing them how to be a rooster. Like, yesterday, Tiny was keeping watch, and all the hens were under their area, and Tiny made a little noise, and was kind of almost like he was telling them. And then I threw feed out there. I threw scratch feed out, hey, Melinda, out there. And Tiny made his noise. Well, those roosters came and took over standing guard and watching while Tiny went and ate with the hens. So I was like, okay, maybe I'm imagining things. But today, Tiny had them out in the woods, and Tiny was crowing, and then you would hear them try to crow, and then he would crow, and eventually they were crowing like a regular rooster. And now when I took stuff out there, he's got the two of them by him, and he's making these little noises. He's telling them how to be a rooster. But I'm not stupid enough to think that eventually they're not going to decide to take Dad on, you know what I mean, take Tiny on. So we are going to have to get them homes. But one of them I don't think we would have to, because he's gotten two of the hens and Tiny's okay with that. Like, that's his little, that's his brood. So that's my little FYI about roosters and chickens. It's fascinating to watch how they, Tiny is awesome, how they kind of it's literally a pecking order, and it's really, really cool. And I love watching it. My mom loves Tiny. Like, she loves Tiny videos or whatever because he's so funny. And I think it's funnier because he's got that crooked, is it a crop? Is that what it's called? He's got that crooked thing on top of his head. So when he looks at you, it's like all crooked. And I was like, let me turn this fan on. But yeah, I thought that was super cool that he's teaching them how to be roosters. Like, he was like not impressed with their crowing. So he had to take them out there and show them how to crow. It was very, very cool. So there you go. And they're beautiful roosters. One is a half Brahma, half him, Rhode Island red. And the other one is, looks like it's reds and Tinys, of course. So, but let me tell you, when they get their I'm so glad, Sarah, when they get their tail feathers in, their big plumage, and they got it a couple days ago, I noticed it was there. Thank you, Loretta. They strut now. They are just like men. They saw their tail feathers. They were super impressed with them. And now they strut like a regular rooster. And I'm like, okay, guys. But hey, April, right now there's not enough hens. Tiny's pretty patient about saying, okay, you can take this one and you take this one, but these are mine. But eventually they're gonna fight each other, even though they hang out now because they were like clutch mates. They're gonna start, I mean, I would imagine, and someone told me in the chat not too long ago that one of their roosters killed the other one and they had never fought before. So we've got feelers out. There's a couple of people that are looking for roosters because they have hens and no roosters. And I said, well, they're in training right now, but when they're done training, you can have them. So anyway, I love it. Who would have ever thought? Sean's dad always says, I would have never guessed that my son eventually would be in love with chickens. And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, he always loved animals, but I just never knew, like, he's so like good with them and he so loves them. He goes, I never ever saw that side of him as far as like taking joy in that kind of thing. So that was cool. Hey, Moxie. Moxie's always super busy. She's got a pretty fab life. She's always on the go. I don't have as much energy as Moxie does, but she posts, if you don't look at her if you look at her community page, she's got cool stuff. She's got these dresses, like these vintage dresses that she posts pictures of. And I don't know if they're hers or if like, or they were something that at one time she had sold. I don't know. She can let us know. They're so pretty. So, so pretty. Yeah, Moxie is living her best life with Aston Martin. Isn't that it? Did I get the car right, Moxie? Aston Martin? I was wondering. So what's the latest and the greatest, you guys? Is it a pretty day everywhere or just here? It is humid, but it's pretty. I think that it's probably going to be a pretty bad summer. I'm waiting for the Juro spiders. Yeah, exactly. I'm waiting for the Juro spiders to come back, you know, the green ones. Everybody else dreads it, but my chickens love it. So we're all about it. I'm like waiting for the first ones to hatch. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm waiting for the first ones to start coming out to their webs or whatever. The chickens love them. And it's funny because when Sean and I, you probably saw the video, when we go like pull them down off of the overhangs and stuff, we look like a couple of rednecks. You know, me and my what do you call them, like clodhopper chicken boots or whatever. And Sean is a country boy at heart. Like he knows like an amazing amount about different types of insects and animals and things like that. Kansas City, not a cloud in the sky in Kansas. I was watching the Kansas, what is it, the 13th Judicial today. Thank you, Moxie. Watching their sentencing and things like that. That was what was going on today. Y'all have heard me talk about it before. So I was watching that and they were doing a couple of sentencings and things like that. And it's in Kansas, Melinda. It's in the El Dorado, Butler County area. That's where it's out of. And it's just a little country court, but they have usually what happens if someone who's going through town there, like in one of the things, gets pulled over and they don't have a license, or they're driving recklessly, or they have a warrant or something, and then they get stuck in their court system and they function on their own speed. So it's kind of funny. Definitely not my favorite, but it'll work. Hey, Karen. I was telling them about the roosters in training. They are being trained by the best, by Tiny. And that would make me mad if they turned on Tiny, because Tiny is he's not the best rooster, but he's our rooster. And he survived day one with a husky, so he's earned his place. He's not the bravest, but he sure does like to make babies, so he's good at that. And I was watching the police take down drug houses. Oh, very cool. Was that on YouTube? Hi, Sawyer. Was that on YouTube? I need to find another like more populous sort of court channel, like one that like out of New York or something, where they live stream first appearances. That would be like super exciting. I know, Time. Sawyer Brown. Hi. You'll be okay. He doesn't understand why I'm talking to myself. He's like, I know when Dad's here and you talk to the camera, but I'm not used to you talking to yourself. Sawyer, he likes the chickens. Whenever there's a new one, he helps to like round them up. If they are not following with the rest, he really does kind of round them up or whatever and help. The Americanas, though, sometimes they'll be in a certain kind of mood, and when he comes out to go potty in the morning, they'll charge at him. So Sean says, like, it's funny because he kind of looks at him to see what kind of mood they're in, but he likes them. Whenever one used to be sick, he would be like beside himself. So he's an empath. He identifies as an empath as well. He is a very sensitive dog, and he is very in tune with different energies and things like that. So add that to his list of attributes. He's an empath. And it's hard to be a Shih Tzu and an empath because you are so impressed with yourself and the way you do the Shih Tzu trot that it's hard for you to see outside of yourself. But Sawyer does. He does. He's my bully breed. He is. I've been saying that for a while. And then we've also, we say he's a bully breed. And I thought about sending his picture into like the magazine. There's a magazine that's called Bully Breeds or something. And I thought about sending his picture into it and being like, is it okay do you have room for a little Shih Tzu in your magazine? He thinks he's very, very tough. He identifies as a bully breed. You guys were hilarious about that, by the way. Everyone, I got a few things that were saying, is this girl serious? Hey, Clara, who was like, is this girl serious about like the dog? And I was like, oh, she's serious. She's serious. And that did give me a good chuckle. Right? They think that they're pit bulls. That's like, he will run straight up to a dog that's bigger than him. But really he's, hey, Jocelyn, he just wants to play with them. And most of the time, the way he runs up on them, they kind of take a stance like they're ready, but then they see him wagging his tail and being sweet, and they end up playing with him. These great big old dogs that get down and play with little bitty Sawyer. It's kind of cute. Like I said, he's an empath. One of my poodles is sensitive. He has so many feelings, but he gets butthurt, right? They all have their little personalities. Clara has, she shares custody of them, which is awesome. I was gonna have to do that with my ex-husband when our wolf dog was still alive. But they're two of the most beautiful boxers I've ever seen. One's called Bug. I can't remember the other one's name, but I love it when they're on camera. I really do. She's on Rumble. If someone has the link quick to drop her Rumble, she does, like I was saying last night, she's got some personal interest in some things that are going on that are fascinating. I love to listen to her present her side when she's reviewing something. Sidhu, that's the other one. I like to watch that. She goes on sometimes pretty early, so I don't always catch it right away, but I try to catch the replay. Yeah, it's like a Napoleon. Yeah, they're gorgeous boxers. It's like the Napoleon syndrome. Those little dogs think that they're like, and I think they freak out the big dogs. I think they think like, okay, I don't want to hurt them. They have a lot of they're clearly very it's very tough, but they're like, and I will get in trouble if I do anything. And the little dogs eat it up. What are you doing, Sawyer Brown? What are you doing? Is there something in your blanket? He is taking his blanket and thrown it into a pile. Oh no, your dog is, Moxie, it's a pug. How can a pug be ugly? No, I love all dogs. I think they're all cute. Oh, the Cane Corso. That's the one, you haven't gotten it yet though, have you, DC? I don't think she's got it yet, but that's the one that they're looking at. And I looked at, those are impressive dogs. They're working dogs. The people down the street that have the husky that got Tiny when we first got him, they have it outside in the front yard, and they keep it, you know, it's got all of that. They take it inside sometimes, but it's got a really long like rope or whatever. And I guess that's kind of common in the country. Like people do that with their dogs, whereas in bigger cities, you know, you do stuff like that, or more areas that they'll like, someone will like come and get upset with you that your dog's tied outside. But I don't know how to approach it. Like I swear if they would just take it on walks, not yet, okay, a couple of walks a day or 3 walks a day, that dog wouldn't get bored and start, you know, jumping or whatever it's doing. But I think I'm glad that they've done something with it, because huskies can be the best dogs. But if they see a chicken or something that's prey, they're unless it's a pet that you've trained them, they're gonna get it, and you can't fault them for that. That's just what they do. But if I had a 6-foot fence and a way to separate it, I would be like, the dog's becoming mine. I'm taking the dog. Hey, Lydia. So I love huskies. I love huskies, but DC's right. They're working dogs. They're meant to exert energy and to be busy, and they're not the type that just want to lay down. Except my experience with my wolf dog shows if they get lazy and pudgy, they don't jump or dig as much, and then you got to work for them to lose weight. It's just a whole thing. You guys know that. That's my thing, is like, I'm just not, it's the whole connotation of a dog being, you know, tied up. It doesn't matter whether they have a 50-foot leash in a doghouse and they get taken inside. And I don't know. I feel some kind of way about it. But that's what they do in rural areas. Those people don't have the same, like, I guess, convictions and passions that other people do. I mean, a lot do, we do. But it's still a thing where people get dogs to be guard dogs, and they stay out and they guard and do whatever. And things that, like in Austin, if you're going to adopt an animal and it asks you on the application, are you going to use this dog to guard your house? And you say yes, they won't give you the dog. They won't. And I guess I get it. That's not what they're for. It's a good benefit, but that's not what you should adopt them for. Oh, I thought she was a pug. Moxie, the one on the black dog that you put on, it's a pug. 25%. Is it? Now, correct me. Let me see if I missed something. Guard dogs last week. Oh, really? What kind of dog is it that would, shepherd and she's, okay. What kind of, half pug, okay. What kind of dog can you get that knows not to eat the chickens, but helps to protect them and herd them. Like, I'm not saying I'm gonna go get it, but is there a type that's used for that? Shiba Inu. Oh, that's pretty too. Is there one that they don't, they're big and they're helpful, but they don't, they're not a threat to the chickens? I was trying to figure that out. In case we ever found one that was for rescue or something like that. There's always room for one more. But the next one is definitely going to be a rescue. But it'll present itself when it presents himself. Sheepdogs, okay. Those are the ones that are kind of like shaggy, more or less. I didn't even think it like sheepdogs. I guess that's what they were used to doing, is herding sheep. Hey, Jude, how are you? They have chickens and you watch Shaw Farms. Okay. See, all of you know such interesting things. Our poodles were herded. Yes, right? And I'll say, go get him and bring him, and they know what I mean. Oh, hi, Sean. I started thinking today, I was like, I hope Sean has a wrench. Like, but then I remembered, yeah, because you've come in here before, like when it was like we were together, because I hadn't used the channel in so long. I was like, oh my God, they'll have something to talk about if he has no wrench. He is, Sean, are you gonna meet me there? I asked you in text and you didn't answer. I want to meet for Mexican food for dinner. And I asked him if he wanted to meet for a clandestine rendezvous. And he hasn't told me. You're gonna cook? I know, we don't go out to eat really that much. We really don't. But I thought it sounded good today. Like, it depends, like, it's good. This place that we go to is just about as close that you can get to like Texas style Mexican food. Thank you, Jude. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. I feel good. I was talking to my mom today. It was so sweet. She was like, I want you to be better about watching your blood and stuff like that. And I said, I will be. And she said, you can't ever go anywhere ever. And I was like, I'm not going anywhere. I was like, you know what I mean? And, but a kind of a crazy update. My Yum Wax boss, she's having spaghetti. I wish I could see the burning mouth syndrome and the chronic sore throat are gone, completely resolved within a day of being home. After that, I noticed like a couple days later that it's gone, like totally gone. And so I told my primary care and the ENT, I was like, look, I know this is crazy. You've probably never heard of this symptom. Maybe it resolved for a completely and totally different reason. I don't know. But it's been resolved from the thing. So I guess just your body can finally heal, right? Yeah, so I had a procedure they'd recommended I be sedated for, but I didn't want to be put to sleep again. I was just put under on March the 13th, and my hubby said my ass is to stay in bed till he gets home. Aw. Yeah, Sarah, like I was saying, if it's not one damn thing, it's another for you, Sarah. You are such a sweet, sweet lady. And it's like, what is it? Life piles it on you. Oh, look, he's bringing me his blanket. Why are you bringing me your blanket? You want to lay on that blanket by me? How weird is that? Hold on. What, baby boy? Is there something in it? Or you just wanted to lay on that blanket, right? How cute is that? He brought his other blanket all the way in here so that he could lay on it. He's never done that before. What do you see? Anyway, you guys know how we are. Y'all are the same way with your dogs and cats and all of that kind of thing. Everything they do, it's like a freaking fantastic accomplishment. 2 quiche. Ooh, yum. Virginia ham waiting to go in for another client, all for Easter. Netflix and chill, Sarah. You know she will. Let me tell you something about my girls that I converse with. They all got it popping off in the bedroom. That's all I'm saying. And I'm here for it because there is no age limit on or length of time you can be married that can stop when you're a wild, savage animal in the bedroom. No, I'm just kidding. But can you imagine some of the people that you would never expect that are like, I bet they're totally freaks behind the bedroom door. I always think of that when I see like a librarian type and they're very, very like, demure and straightforward or whatever. And if we're just kind of people watching and hanging out, and I'll lean over and whisper to Sean, I bet she's savage in the bedroom. And he'll giggle, he'll laugh, because you're not thinking of that. You know what I mean? You're kind of just people watching, and then you see this lady who's very, and then you all of a sudden someone says that, and you're like, oh, wow. Yeah, you never know who it is. You never know. Pretty good for elderly. Yes. I mean, and we're talking decades of marriage, and they're still like it's brand new. I mean, I feel that way, but I haven't been married quite so long. That's why when people try to say, but then some people who it does taper off and they're just really good companions, but they're not, for health reasons, that's good too. I'm just saying the people that the ladies that you would never guess. And sometimes like the things that they say, I'm like, all right, go you. Almost 30 years and we're still going strong, but we are both into the same stuff, so it works for us. Yeah, that's what Sean and I used to joke about. It was like, well, we don't have to be like hanging from the chandeliers and stuff, because when you have I'm not even gonna get into that because that's kissing and telling. I used to love, but after years making them as gifts for clients, I gag at the thought of eating one. Oh, clearly that's about something else. Oh, the quiches, right? The quiches. I was like, what, Jude? Oh, that was Jocelyn. Jocelyn, do you remember that? When that crazy stuff got typed when someone broke into our friend's account. I don't see her in here. She's not feeling well, and we thought it was her. Remember when we thought it was Presley and she was talking about doing all kinds of stuff? And Jocelyn was like, I was thinking, damn, I hope I'm like that when I'm her age. But it was a troll. But like she did, Jocelyn was like, and I was like, oh, it's awful. Someone broke in and said those things and whatever. And Jocelyn was like, damn, I was thinking, shit, I hope I'm that horny when I get to be that age. And then when I asked Presley about it, I was like, they were saying this. And she goes, oh, hell no, that wasn't me. It was so funny. Presley is a hoot. She played baseball, like competitive, well-paid baseball. And I was like, softball? She goes, no, I played baseball. And I was like, go you. She's something else. She keeps going. She's always like, she gives 150% like in everything that she does. And then she wonders why she gets run down, but that's just who she is. You can't keep a strong-willed woman down. Oh yeah. Yeah. She was very active. Used to ride horses. Maybe she might still, I'm not sure, but, heck yeah. She was like, she had like tons and tons of snow over the winter and pretty recently, like out of like kind of strangely out. And then yesterday she was, no one is, Jocelyn. It was just that one thing when they better not be. I've never seen it. I mean, everyone does to an extent of everyone, but no, I haven't seen that. We do. And she has an amazing voice. I don't know if you happen to be lucky and get like, she'll send you some of her, what is that app where you can sing duets with people? Hey, Jenny Lynn, what is that one you can sing duets? It's, she'll do those. And one, she was singing a Loretta Lynn song. I swear to you people, I'm not even kidding. I could not figure out whether she was just singing me the song or if she was singing it. Like it was that good. She hung out with some pretty big names back in the day, like near Sun Records and stuff. I'll have to bring her on panels sometime and let her talk about it because it's pretty cool. All of my Karen's met just about any movie star you can think of, probably several times. She met Mantooth at a Macy's Day parade, and he gave her a kiss on the cheek. And that he's from Emergency. You guys know that. He was quite the little heartthrob back in the day. And then like every time I think I know everything, she'll say something like, well, when we owned a restaurant, and I'm like, wait, what? When you owned a restaurant? And she was like, yeah, and then she'll tell you the story. And it's like, it's pretty cool. She always has like, and she's so subtle about it. It's not like she's bragging about it. It just kind of comes out. She's like, yeah, I owned a, what was it, a Dairy Queen? And then they turned it into something else, Karen? Something like that. Did you know that owls don't poop? Just FYI. They don't. Hey, Andy, popping in to give you some love from upstate New York. Not a day goes by that we don't all talk about how blessed we are to have you in our family. Thank you, Andy. That means a lot to me. It really does. I adore him, Andy. You know that. You saw us saw us together. What's interesting is like used to it was like when like he's got that show the show 23, and which is the baseball game, like it comes out every year. Well, there's some sort of glitch on it, and if he's listening, he might be able to add what it is, but it's some option where you're supposed to be able to say something and it does something with the players, but there's a glitch and it doesn't, or something like that. And so I was talking to him about it, and it was funny because I'm always like this, we try to like, we are proactive in trying to solve things that come across, either him for me and me for him. So I'm like, well, should we exchange it, or is it a download that you can fix? And then I was like, well, look at that. Your game's not working and you didn't throw it through the window. You didn't, much to your, you're not living up to your reputation of taking it and throwing it through the window or putting your fist through it or anything else. You're just like, we'll try to get it fixed. Unbelievable. Hey, Toon Cat, how are you? But yeah, it's got some glitch in it, and I'm like, since it's the CD, and maybe there's some Stitching might know, since it's in the it's the CD, not the download. Like, is there a place that you can like go to get those things fixed? Yeah, Laura, according to staff, very elderly. No, Karen, it takes a lot for her to stop canning and doing whatever. She's got to basically like have like, like assign it. She's got to have a lot going on. And then even then she doesn't want to, oh, thank you, Toon Cat. She doesn't want to be held down and not able to do her thing. Yeah, she doesn't. Well, y'all heard last night, I was like, let's talk about the other things that happened during our friendship. Let's not just talk about the bad things. Have a good day, Moxie. Grabbing my grandbaby calling. She's going to make her a quick 4-day. Oh, how cool. Called me 10 p.m. Oh, it's spring break. Nice. Is it spring break this week? I know it's different at different places, but I just don't, yeah, you guys know, I don't even know what to do. No, I don't even care. But I noticed that she's not in her best buds chat. She should be in her chat if she's so supportive. Thank you. No, Jude. Yeah, Jude is also one that can make just about anything. Sean still takes careful care of that little thing we got in the wreath. You might be able to see it from here, is on the door. It's nice to see him going from such a painful existence to being truly happy with someone as wonderful as you. And Andy knows him. Andy's known him for a very long time. So if there was some sort of evil Sean lurking off of, when the cameras weren't on, Andy's a pretty solid dude. I don't think he would be sticking up for him like he is. Sean is like genuinely, everybody in the family knows he's just a solid guy. He is. I mean, there's no two ways about it. He's solid, and people like the people he works with, they want to work with him. Like, you know what I mean? Like if he's like the supervisor on the weekend, well, in that role or whatever, they want to help out and get things done. It's not, they know that he's going to do it too. Like if it's something that needs to be done, he's going to be right there helping you too. He's a pretty solid dude. I think I'm going to keep him. Um, now he just answered. Okay, so it looks like I have a date for dinner. Um, um, listen, he must not be listening right now. Sean isn't. I paid I paid the mortgage on the chicken coop. That's funny. Hey, here for the mess. Mine. I think I can't see what Wax Boss said, but I know what Jude's talking about. Yeah, that's Andy says I have no interest. If Sean did one thing that piece of trash said, I would not defend him. I wouldn't. Yep, there you go. And he's got half a family full of like police officers. You would think that they would be like, they might not think he's just quite the awesome guy he is. He's not that good at hiding an entire part of him. He's just not. If he's either thinking about, I'll tell you what, I'll let you in on a secret. He's either thinking about what we're gonna do between the sheets. I'm not even trying to brag. I'm saying this is Sean's thought thing. He's thinking about baseball scores and things like that. He's thinking about work, or he's thinking about our animals. And when he's not thinking about any of that because somebody else has an issue, like he is thinking about that. It's like when someone says like something going on and he says, "Oh, you can bet that it's like 100% genuine. That's just who he is." So as much as he likes to talk about how lucky he feels to find me, I feel equally as lucky, and it's easier for me to express it on my live stream instead of sitting by him because I'm just more comfortable. I feel like, I should be better about doing it. He knows how I think about him. I tell him, but I'm gonna tell you guys right now. Loving and yes. Well, but that hasn't been brought up in a while about the payroll. I'm paying everybody for everything. I don't have the money to be paying all these people for this stuff. Hey, Presley, sweetie, there's Presley. I was talking about your playing baseball. Sean and I both have an uncle who's very high up in law enforcement in Rhode Island. He pulled Sean aside and begged him to get away from her after showing him her file. Better late than never. Showing him her. I don't know what that means. Might be a typo. Oh, I see what you're saying, because they lived in Rhode Island. Okay, I gotcha. If you're over 30 and participate in a Mean Girls Club, you might want to check yourself, just saying. Loretta is another one that she's got wit, and she comes out with some statements that sometimes have me in stitches. Hey, Stitching. We were talking about you playing Presley. I was talking about, we talked about your singing, the baseball, and you riding horses back in the day. But I didn't talk about anything about the horse or whatever, like anything like that, like falling off or whatever. That's your story to tell. Stitching, if you I remember, because you've talked about video games before, if you have a PlayStation 4 game on disc and it has a glitch, is there a patch you can download to fix it, or is it you have to like try to exchange the CD part of the game? That's what I'm trying to figure out. And also, yeah, is there a patch you can download? And I want to figure out how to mirror our phone to the TV. So anybody who has like any like one-stop clues on how to do that, drop them in the chat, because both of those things, we've Googled it, but we can't figure out how. It's broken forever, I think. Okay. Well, he'll just have to not use that option. I missed it. Did someone accidentally get like timed out or something? I'm trying not to say as much. For those of you who saw me and Sean last night, you're not clogging it, Andy. Thank you. Not coming. Yep. Thank you. YouTube, it's not just important, but family is. Yeah. I was so excited to meet everybody, but you're always a little nervous because there's a lot of people. It was immediately, everybody was friendly and nice. So all of the reputation of the family that tried to proceed, I am here to say it's 100% not true. Oh, okay, no problem. So, what I was talking about just before that was, I was like, I'm going to follow this train of thought and I'm going to impress everybody that I went to another topic and then circled back to the other one. And here I am, not know. Oh, let me go like this. Yeah, stitching is my go-to. I don't know what all she does, but I know she knows about video games, so I always ask her. So, yeah, if you're blessed enough to hear Loretta rant, you will be like, oh my God, she is hilarious. She's hilarious. And Sean owned it. It was his fault for a while. He took responsibility for it. So let's move on, be happy, and have another awesome family reunion. Have a great day. We love you, Mandy. Love you too, Andy. And yeah, that's absolutely, he owns his part that he shouldn't have let it, he should have, that's his thing to tell, but he should have definitely probably opened his eyes sooner. But aren't we all like that? Like, okay, Karen is going to tell me. Perfect. Sarah. Yeah, there's a lot of healing that has gone on with Sean and his family, and I've been truly blessed to see it and watch it. It's pretty cool. It's never too late. It's never too late. If you wake up and you're on this side, you can always repair things with people if you want to. Loretta does. Some of the things that she comes out with, anyway, I've posted them before and taken her name off of it, like not in a while, but I sometimes had put it on my Twitter. I'll be like, can I post that and I'll take your name out of it? You can post it and leave my damn name in it. But about some things. So does this time slot, like if I tried to do it on Thursdays at 3:15, does this time spot like more or less work? Because like I said, it would be like I would go live at 3:15 and then Paula would take 4:30, and then not everybody watches all of us, I know that, but and then afterwards Sean and I would go live, and it's kind of like a Thirsty Thursday lineup, so to speak. Does that like work or whatever? Y'all might be bored with what I have to talk about eventually, but we're gonna give it a try and see what we can do. It was Scam was reviewing your awesome stream. Did she tell you guys about the did she tell you about the boxes I made? Did she get into that? I hope so. Did she talk about like the good times or no? Some days I'm not a shitbag. Some days I am a shitbag. But, she didn't talk about, did she review it though? Did she not get to that part? I would love, I have a picture of it somewhere. I'm going to show you a picture of it that I made or whatever. She cried when she got it. It meant a lot to her. It really did. It meant a lot for me to make it for her. It was really a bonding experience. Like everything else was. You guys know, like, this is what most people will say, and I'm going to leave it with this and that. They're like, this whole mess between, like, this thing between, hey, it's good to see you, Chris, the two of us, they're like, it's based on a whole lot of hurt. And to an extent, that's probably right. You can't be a good friend with someone for any length of time, like what would be a good friend, and have it fall apart and it not to be at level. What's the most painful is that what she feels like she has to continue to do. That's what I really don't understand. I don't understand why she has to continue to do it. What she gets out of it, I don't know. I don't know if it's views. I don't know if it's helps her feel better. I don't know what it is, but she continues and continues and continues. And it's one of those things where you just have to go, it's not my monkey and it's not my circus. It happens to be about me, but beyond that, there's something much, much more to it than just me. You know what I mean? Like, thank you. I do. My arm is getting, like we talked about it last night, that the swelling is gone. So, well, almost pretty much gone. But I guess so, Sarah, because I'm just like, Lord. Oh no, Rich Life was hating on Carlos today. Jealous, envious, hate. I guess so. It's negative energy. There you go. That's what I'm saying. I try to, if for me to be nasty and whatever and sit in the dark and talk shit for hours and so hateful and so full of spite. And there's a few people that this is the thing. I wouldn't be able to expect anyone to believe that I have any sort of happiness or peace in my life. You know what I mean? Like that, it just doesn't equal. I can't sit there and say, I love this and I love whatever, and then just sit there and say some of the things that these people say. Like, I mean, to say, like, like when it's like saying, do you have whale blood? Did they give you whale blood? Like some sort of insult or whatever. And I'm like, a full grown ass person saying that, you can't take offense to it. All you can do is kind of roll your eyes because it's not rational. It's a silly, stupid, it's ridiculous. It's schoolyard stuff. It's not anything based on anything rational. Yeah, look, Carlos is like, which stream? He's gonna go find where Rich Life came for him. He can't even be on YouTube. I thought Rich Life was off of YouTube for good. Don't they take his channel down every time he tries to come back on? I'm wondering, okay, so I have never had hot flashes or anything like that, but does your like, I can't, there's guys in here, I'm not going to ask, but do you start getting less of a monthly visitor? Like it still happens, but less of a monthly visitor? And I'll just ask that. Y'all can say yes or no and keep it man friendly. Yeah, I guess so. Hey, Mama Ricky. I loved what you said yesterday about your status of it, like how your health's doing. I love it. Prayers answered. Northern Girl vlogs. Hey, Northern Girl said yes. What was my question? Hey, Mike, tell me what my question was, because I asked a couple. Your neon heart. It took me a week to figure out the so-called burn about your neon heart. What is that? Oh, the one behind us. What is someone talking about my heart? I love that heart. Yeah, you trolling us in the. He is. I think it is. I don't know. Like I've always. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you, Northern Girl. Okay, so that's my question about that. There's been so many. What I don't see it. Is it a question that I don't even see you asked a question, Mike? It says I asked one question. I had one question. Yeah, you are still a Spitfire, Presley. You sure are. You're cute as can be, and you are a ringtail tutor. My grandmother used to say that. Yeah, she did. That's what I was saying. Sarah and I were talking about a little bit about what is going on before I went live, and I'm like, Sarah, it's in just one thing. Oh, okay, Mike. I was asking, then it was Northern Girl, our Northern vlogger or whatever. She was asking. It just, y'all were by each other, so that's what it said. Yes, Presley. This Sam said, I'm not the real Carlos because she knows not to F with the real Carlos who has backup from Boyd. I'm an OG. I do think, yeah, I was going to say, for what this Carlos Martinez has said, like in the different things, I'm pretty sure it's the real Carlos, because if you know what he knows and you know the way that he talks, I'm pretty sure it's him. And I think Stitching's in here. Stitching would know it's him. Yeah, I think it is. Oh no, let me pop the chat back out. Carlos, have you ever been on like camera before? Hold on. Like in the history of anything like Boyd or anything, have you ever, even with like your face not on or used an Avi or whatever, have you ever been like on a panel or something? It's not that I know of. Sister, is your hair long or short? My question. It's long. It's pretty long. It goes down to here or so. Where's Stitching? Because Stitching will be the one that's like, yep, that's him. Carlos, how many channels have you lost? Masked a lot, not on those panels in Boyd. How many channels have you lost? Stewie's lost like 22 or something over at the shows. 1,000. That's what I was thinking. Like, I don't know how 500. See, Stitching knows. Carlos has been around since, way before the Presley, this girl gonna get out her cleats and glove and bat. You better. I think she's a little delayed in the chat. Mike, I promise sometime I'll keep it down. I'm not gonna take it down right now. Let's see. It is masked, not on those panels in Boyd. But yeah, so he's been here since 2008, like when like YouTube was brand new. So think about that. If you had made Carlos, if you had made a productive channel, not that what you do is not productive, you could have millions and millions and millions of subs. You were here from the beginning. Have a good night, Mike. Go to sleep. Have you, that's what I'm saying. Like, did you ever do content? He might not answer me. Like in the beginning, did you come on to do content, or have you always been a troll? Yeah, people do ignore him. He had never been in my chats before until I would say within the last few months. He had never been. I know Mike is hilarious. He's like, "Can you take your hair down?" No. All right, night. There's a lot of people that have Mama Ricky's back. She knows that. She knows that's a button to push with people to start talking about him. She's not dumb. When she really, really wants a reaction, that's who she goes for. We all know who and what she is, Mama Ricky is. She's a wonderful friend to have. And you can always know when Mama Ricky's in your chat because the chat gets held for review. Not on here, though. I haven't seen it held for review on here, but it will if you're on... for some reason, our channel, we must have our channel set with like settings like more sensitive settings or something. Cause I don't see it on this one. I streamed this morning and Nikki Rev showed up. What she said really started my day off to the best possible note. In her own way, she subtly called out on her lies about me. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Hey, photo queen. I'm gonna leave that be, but I'm glad that started your day off. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. I've always been, he did get held today. Okay. I didn't see it. Hauled butt as fast as we could get over here. So here for the mess is also, from Boyd. It looks like, good to see you, photo queen. I showed my head and he was like, you need to fight. Yeah, exactly. It's like, trying to figure out like what in the world, it's like, leave Mama Ricky alone. She doesn't do anything to anybody. She can say what she wants in our chats. She's got a history with her. That's kind of like, that's the way that is. What is that? I think that's the, Sawyer's gonna bark in a second. Hope he doesn't wake up. Sawyer doesn't even like dogs on leashes. Dogs are not allowed to be anywhere, walking down the street, anywhere. He goes to his little window and barks. But here's, I know Melton John. I didn't know he was Boyd. Anderson, Henderson. What about, what's the one's name that everyone gets mad? Exactly. Karen, what is that? what is that? Mark Terry. I've heard the name, but I don't know a lot about him. Is Mark Terry Boyd, is he still around? I know that name always inspires. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is he still around? It's my early morning stream. Yeah. I think, you know, she's never called the cops on me, so take some comfort in the fact she knows she's, yeah. And I certainly think that it's ridiculous to try to say that she's in any way connected to anything any family member did. That's silly. Maxine said, I missed it. Hold on. I must be delayed a little bit. Mark Terry wants TT. God, that would be a good idea. That would be amazing. Like, it would be a collab to end all collabs. But I don't know anything about him. I just know people talk about him. See, Mama Ricky doesn't know who it is either. Have you ever even heard the name? I'm waiting for Carlos to say. Carlos will come up with a. Oh no, I know you did. He's someone that I've seen people make vlogs about him, but I don't know who he is or whatever. I've never really invested much time in it, but oh, that's his channel. That person hates me. Okay, now I know who it is. Hates both of us, I think. Okay, now I know. Now I know. I didn't know that was Mark Terry. Well, I guess that's not going to be like any sort of lifelong YouTube creator friendship for me and Sean. That's what I've heard. But I don't know anything about him. I just know. Oh yeah. Well, Sarah, it does not. They're not a fan of our. I just didn't know that was his username or whatever. He is blind. He drama channels. I'm like, but now see, knowing is half the battle, right? Today, not to change, I'm gonna plant when he's grown this thing right here. If you see that big long one, that's a root that he has it in a water bottle, like so it would spring roots, but it long since should have been taken out of the water bottle and put into the soil. You can see it right there. So we're gonna put that one in. And I got to do a check because this other one might be dead. And, you know, it's up to me to get rid of it. He can't give up on it. But they're looking good. They really are. I'm impressed. And they don't have gnats or anything. You know how sometimes, like, house plants will get those little gnats that fly around them? Don't have any of that. Nothing. So it's 4:19. He did. He made a video about it. Well, there you go. Was it a groundbreaker? Was it a documentary about us? Or was it about how we need to go straight to hell? Do not pass go. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You can't please everyone, okay? You can't please everyone. All of the time. You can please some of the people some of the time, but not all of the people all of the time. And you can pick your friends and pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose. There's that. I'm waiting for Karen to say, was it good, bad, or indifferent? Karen, tell me. I would like to know, does it talk about what a dirty, dirty, sinful couple we are? Because we like that when people say that. No, I'm just kidding. It makes it real exciting, you know. I know, right? You get a box of ladybugs at the Oh, Jude, that's a good idea. Sean and I had the great debate, do ladybugs bite, not too long ago. I said they do bite. He says they didn't. And someone straightened it out for us in the chat. Someone gave us the final answer on that. Jude, do ladybugs bite? Karen may raise ladybugs. I might need to ask her because among Karen's multi talents, I bet she if ladybugs are the ones, I'll send you the link. Okay, thank you. They don't bite. Okay, I knew Jude would know. Jude, I'm gonna show like close-ups of these plants soon, and I'm gonna have Jude weigh in on them, like, you know, what I can do to make them, like, this one apparently needs a bigger case. This one right here, That one needs a bigger pot. If it had a bigger pot, I think that it could, there's no limit to how big it could go. You know what I mean? And then that one over, I don't know. There's ladybugs for cider. Okay. There's orange ladybugs could go into dogs' mouths. I've heard that. Okay, I've heard that. Why do people keep saying hi to Maxine and I can't see her? Maxine is the one that's also said, asked me to unblock her, and I have. She's not blocked anywhere. So Maxine and release them outside. Okay, Maxine and Wax Boss are not blocked anywhere, and I can't see them, but they can be seen here. I just don't know. We ordered bees, mealworms, and we talked about that's so cool. I'll tell you on a secret. It's no secret. I was in the master slave lifestyle for years. Okay, as a druggie, the daddy boy subset as well. I've seen documentaries about that. It's not unusual when people are using, from what I've seen. Did you, I've seen like on Soft White Underbelly, people, they interview like those submissive, like slave and master things or whatever. And some of them seem to be quite happy in those relationships if it's not hurting anybody else. Photo Queen, I'll make sure that you're unblocked. I don't know why you're blocked in there. It might have been, could have easily have been a clone of yours or something like that. I don't know. I don't think that, not that I remember, there wouldn't have been any reason to at all. The video claims for person. Yes. So Mama Ricky is absolutely correct. It says the one that was like doxed from the site was not that. It wasn't. You can read what he said. It was when he was researching why he was interested in something that he had been prior to what nobody. Yeah, it's not that. That is absolutely 100% not true and not fair. It's not. Let's see. I don't know. I'll look at it. See, Caitlin said she's way behind, but when she lived in Arkansas, everyone had their dogs tied up too. Thank you, Karen, so much. We all make mistakes, and I'm getting better off sober and happily married. Wasted my younger years being used while stoned. Yeah, but it made me who I am today. As hard as it is, we've all got our journey to walk. And I have a friend who's it's hard, when someone's going, when this is just for example, and it's not like any secret, when Karen, they were having to stay, they were getting their new house, which they're in now, which is beautiful, and they have chickens, but while they were kind of between houses, they stayed in her, what is it, like a fifth wheel, Karen, at an RV park. And I can't imagine having to live in that for months when you're used to having your house and you've got dogs and you've got whatever. And this is always what I say, and I even have to tell myself this, when you're in the middle of it and you're overwhelmed and you're thinking there's not much more that you can take, I always try to say, someday this will be on the other side of this, and this will be a memory. As hard and shitty as it is right now, at some point it's going to become a memory, whether that's a good memory, a bad memory, whatever. It won't be on your plate forever. And I have to tell myself that all the time. You know what I mean? And that's why I was saying I have another friend who's going through something right now that's overwhelming, and it's I know this sucks to hear, but in this moment it's shitty and it's whatever, and you don't, but just think, and you're not going to be dealing with it in 2 weeks and 3 weeks. Different parts of it you might be, but this particular thing that you're dealing with is, like they said, pain is temporary. Whether you choose to hold on to that bitterness forever and bring it up over and over, 4 years, and over and over, and it's how you start it's every day you chew it up and you spit it back out, and then you put it right back in your mouth after you chew it up, and then you chew it up and you chew it up and you spit it out, and then eventually eventually it's nothing but mush. That's all it is. So you can either swallow it and move on, or you can just keep spitting it back out and spitting it back out, right? It's not going to ever go anywhere. So I know that's a stupid analogy, but that's what I always think about. That's the same with worrying. Like, and I heard this from someone in the program. Like, as humans, we're programmed to, if we're worried about something and we feel like if we can just chew on it long enough, it's going to somehow change the outcome, right? If we can just, if we give it the time that we can just sit there and worry about it and do our sentence and chew on it and focus on it and worry about it, then somehow that's going to you've done your time, so it's going to change the outcome. It's really not. But it's, as humans, we think, okay, if I can worry about it long enough. And it's I do it. I'm not saying that I don't, but someone explained that to me and I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. I always say 85% of the shit that we worry about never comes. It's the other 15% that bites you in the ass when you least expect it. And I came up with that. And the other one I came up with, I was telling Karen and Loretta, is I want to make signs that say chaos and drama in this home are not welcome, and make it real cute or whatever, and like put it next to the door, like country looking. And I think I came up with it, I worded it better with them, but like, those who bring chaos and drama into this home, not welcome. And then like, thank you, and make it all like cheerful or whatever. Because I was like, that's really what it's about, right? Your home is your safe spot. It's your safe spot. So, but we don't have anybody that brings it into our home, except Eleanor, when she comes running from a cat in the neighborhood and she's like, let me in, let me in. We can get in a good place in trauma, and it just takes time. Exactly. It's true. Every day, the one with the back. That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't stop anything. It doesn't stop anything. Instagram, for some odd reason, sent me a notice about my colorful turn phrase today. We tend to get stuck. Yeah, we can't see our way out. Yeah, exactly. Like, and everything happens. Like, remember when we were dealing with the truck, right? And that bullshit happened, and it basically destroyed the engine, and it was going to be, $6,000. And we kept trying not to bring it up on stream, but we kept, because we were worrying about it. And then it just happened to a friend of mine a couple days ago. She doesn't have to, I don't know if she wants, people know, not the same exact mechanical issue, but the same problem. And she was like, oh, it just makes me sick. And I was like, I know. I gotcha. I was right there. You keep thinking, oh, everything. Oh, it's right. The engine's destroyed on my, it keeps, yeah, it was Loretta. It keeps coming back, because you're like, okay, all right. And then you remember and you go, oh, my engine's destroyed on my car. And we worried about it. And then it did turn out it was under the 60,000 warranty, but they wanted that truck. The dealership wanted to sell our truck for a lot more. And now I've got my car. But let's not talk about my car. It makes some people super salty, okay? It makes some people, and it's not like it's a Porsche. Lord, it's a Ford. I don't see why people think I'm trying to be boastful about a Ford, but I do love my car. I'm not gonna lie. No, you're good. Have a good night, Presley. I'm gonna jump off to, Paula should be, if you are so inclined, Paula should be going live at 4:30. Hopefully Moxie will pop on as well. But there you go. So let me know in the comments whether or not you like this kind of Thursday idea. And then the rest of you out there, you hate and ass bitches, I'm sure will tell me about myself in the comment section. Either way, I will talk to you soon. Love you guys. Thank you, mods. Thank you, supporters. Thank you. I think it's pretty badass that I was, upwards. Exactly. I think that it's pretty badass that I can sit here and shoot the shit about anything and that people are watching. I don't even care if some of them are hate watchers. It was good interaction in the chat. So that's what it's all about, right? Thank you, Mama Ricky. Thank you for being you. Everyone have a fantastic rest of the day, and I will see you next time.